Hi, I'm James Thomas, and I do caricature entertainment at parties and events. And in this video, I'm going to show you a little bit of my method and how I do it. I love line variation in drawings. Take a look at these two. On the left side is a drawing I did last week in my normal style, and on the right side, I traced over this drawing as exactly as I could, and I made an effort to use no line width whatsoever. All the lines are the same width and variation. Do you notice a difference? Here's another one I did the same way. Exact same drawing with great line variation on one and none on the other. I love good line variation, thick and thin lines, and I'm always trying to improve that. Alright, okay, so this is how I would draw her if I was in a live situation using the line variation. I usually do a quick, like a silhouette outline of the shapes that I see, and I try to do it in less than 30 seconds if I'm at a party. Done with the sketch part. Now I grab this marker. I'm thinking of line widths, and we're going to draw eyes. I may switch to my zebra pen on this one. One thing that stands out is her eyelashes in this photo. Very thick and long. I'm starting thick and going to thin to make these lashes. Eyelid. And the under lashes. And I believe there's different reasons for drawing caricatures, and that kind of dictates how you draw them. For example, on this series, I am demonstrating how I draw at parties. So if the purpose of the caricature is to entertain people at a party, or in my mind, my purpose is to give them an awesome souvenir. And so I'm not going to super exaggerate it, and I'm not going to make fun of the person, because I'm trying to create a souvenir for them, something they want to show to people or keep forever. But there are other reasons to do caricatures. There's gift caricatures, and those would be more detailed. And then there are, I don't know what you would call them, maybe editorial caricatures, where the purpose of the caricature is to insult and make fun of, to get a laugh from other people. And those are used in situations like a political caricature, like on a cover of a magazine or something. Or in Mad Magazine, they used to do parodies of movies. And when they would draw the movie in a comic book form, they would do a caricature of the actors. And it was meant to make the reader smile and laugh. And so it's a different method of drawing it. It's a different reason for drawing the caricature, and so a different method. And so my reason for drawing caricatures at parties is to give people an awesome souvenir that they think is fantastic. And so what I'm doing is I'm looking for what makes this person look like this person, and let's exaggerate that. In this case, she looks very beautiful, and and I am going to try to exaggerate the beauty. And so, in a way, you could say I'm exaggerating what she exaggerated. She put on this eyeliner and makeup, and it gives me a clue as to what I should exaggerate. And if I mess up, we'll just laugh about it. A lot of times on women, you would want to de-emphasize the nose, emphasize the eyes and the eyelashes, because that's what they like to emphasize. And de-emphasize the nose. Now, Angelina Jolie, she's known for her large lips, so I'm going to try to draw those larger, but not too large. I mean, I could draw them like this. We could all laugh about it, but let's see what I can do. See, I already messed up, but I'm going to try to fix it as I go. Happens all the time. You mess up in the middle of a drawing. See, I started drawing this line as if it was the top of the lip, and then halfway through it, I thought of it as the bottom line of the lip. And so it's not perfect, but I'll fix it. Tell anybody that I made that mistake, and they may not even figure it out. These smile lines are often de-emphasized also when there's a lot of makeup on, so I'm just going to put just a little hint of a smile line there. I'm always kind of nervous when I'm drawing celebrities. And I'm trying to do it as a one-shot drawing, because if it doesn't look like her, then I'll have to try again. But if I'm drawing in my sketchbook and I draw them once and it doesn't really look like the person, I just draw them again and again until I get it to look like them. Sometimes you'll run across somebody that it's hard to draw, and other times you'll run across someone who is very easy to draw. And really, you learn more when you find someone that's difficult to draw. If you draw that person several times, just keep attempting it, keep working on it, then what will happen is you'll see a lot more improvement from drawing someone that's difficult for you to draw than you will the easy ones. So I don't think this looks like her very much, but it is I think it's a good drawing. If you don't know, it's supposed to be Angelina Jolie. But that's why they call it practice. Like the collarbone right there. And these hairs you got to think of as like, well, I've been taught to think of them as like a noodle. This is one like a big lasagna noodle. This shape here, here's another noodle, and then she has her hair in the back pulled up like this. camera here a little bit, but alright, that's my basic drawing, and then there's a small side to this Tombow brush marker. I can add some smaller kind of stylish or direction lines to the hair. But when I'm doing that, I don't want to be messy. See how these hairs crisscross? That is a mistake. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to make it kind of flow all in one way, according to the hair that I see. But I had another teacher tell me that the more mistakes you make, the more you learn. So that's my drawing. And you'll notice that the outside lines are very thick. These inside lines are very thin. Then you've got thick lines around the major shapes and then thin lines in the interior of those shapes. I just want to talk about what I look for in a pen or a marker. This is a Tombow brush pen. So what you need to do is, or what I do, is I look for brush pens or brush markers, because I know I'm going to want to get the thick and thin lines. See, this tip is very much like a brush. I think it's a little blurry there in the camera, but it's very much like a brush, just like a paintbrush, except it's made out of some type of felt or foam. And it acts like a brush, so you can get the thin and the thick lines. And for the smaller lines, I use this Zig Cartoonist marker. It's also called Mangaka Flexible Medium. It's really great because it's kind of like a brush pen, but the tip is very firm, and so you can draw fast. One of the drawbacks of a brush pen is the tip can be so soft that it bends a little too much and you have to slow down or your line gets messed up. This is a Copic or a Copic sketch marker. And you can get a cool thin and thick line from this also. But the brush is very loose and easy to bend, and so you got to slow down and kind of be careful. So I don't use this that much unless I'm drawing from home. Then this little one is great. This is a a Zebra disposable marker, fine tip. And this is great for drawing small things. You get a nice thin small line, and it's firm also, so you can draw fast. And you can even use a Crayola. A lot of artists use these, and you can get a thick and thin line with this too. You just touch the paper lightly, then press down hard, then come up lightly. So you can get thick and thin lines with this too, just a simple tool. The other thing to think about is some have alcoholic inks and some have water-based inks. A lot of my friends use these. When I worked at Disney World, a lot of the artists use chart packs, and there's two different types. There's the bullet tip. You can get some thick and thin lines, but it's kind of limited. And it's a heavy alcohol ink, which is great for painting over with watercolor, but it stinks. And then there's the chisel tip, which you can get a thick and thin line with this. The only problem is this chisel tip can spin. I don't know if you can see that, but it can spin. And if it does that by accident while you're drawing, it can cause an ink blot and mess it up. So that's what I look for. I mean, if you want to get great line quality, it doesn't have to be the exact pens that I use or brush markers, but I would say just buy a bunch of brush markers, brush pens, and test them out and find out which one is your favorite. That's it for this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.